So we're now moving on to level 3, which is, so what happens when this part of the brain, the lower and the mid part of the brain, begin to govern the conversation? Why does that then become difficult? Well, as a quick reminder, we have got a picture from Karen Horney of those basic 3 reactions: the dominant, the detached, the dependent. These are reactions to stress. Coping strategies is what she called it, reactions to pressure. The dominant wishes to dominate, the detached wishes to disconnect and analyze, the dependent wishes to embrace. A bit like fight, flight, and freeze, in a very good picture of what humans do, what we all do under pressure. And of course, what is surprising is that a lot of these thought processes at the lower brain are happening in normal life. We love to think we're logical. We love to think we're using the top part of our brain. Psychology reveals that a lot of the time we're not. We're actually building our logic based on the feelings below that orange line there. So you see this many times in political groups, have political agendas, social movements, who are convinced of a certain position, so they generate the figures and the logic in order to justify it, because what they're doing is they're using the logic to justify the lower mid part instinct of the brain. Now, we all have these instincts. Of course we do. There's nothing wrong with these instincts. They've got us here after millions of years. And our role, of course, is to understand them, because this, of course, is where difficult conversations come from. So let's have a quick look at some of the postures and behaviors of those of us who move from red or blue or green as our basic emotional position. Now, I would advocate these are not personalities. These, for me, are more postures. They are moods, if you like. They can change from place to place, time to time. You've probably seen the red mood, that under pressure, the coping strategy is to attack, to agitate, to accuse. You've probably seen the blue, the thinking mentality, when under pressure, what they wish to do is deflect and distract and delay and analyze. Typical, if you like, an engineering mentality. And the green is a typical social mentality. They wish to comfort, collaborate, console, and join together under pressure. And these are, of course, in conflict. Somebody in a red mood is not going to get on too well with somebody in a green mood. And they're not going to get on too well with somebody in a blue mood. And very briefly on this, what is even more interesting is when you start to combine the colors to figure out, well, what kind of behavior am I going to get from that emotional base? Why is it difficult? Well, I would label the reds and the blues, a red-blue combination, something like the intelligent assassin. Have you ever come across this? You're talking to somebody, they're very bright, they know the facts, and they are extremely clear on what they want. So they tear your argument to pieces, no sense of feeling or humanity in it at all. Very difficult to deal with because they're adopting a red-blue emotional position. You've probably seen the red-green. Which I'll label for you good cop, bad cop. This is particularly difficult because you get the aggression, you get the goal setting, and then you get the I want to work with you on it, but I may disagree with you. Like, you're my friend, aren't you? So do what I say. The good cop, bad cop arena is quite complex, but again, it's coming from a combination at the emotional base. And the blue-green, you probably noticed this many times in life. You're in a meeting, people are very, very clear that we better not do anything. The blues don't want to do anything because they want to get it right. They want to analyze. The greens don't want to do anything because they don't want to upset anybody. So they combine together to no action is better than wrong action. Let's just not do anything because we can't satisfy the people. The green would want to do that. We can't analyze it enough. That's the blues. So on that screen there, you start to get some ideas of where the difficulties are coming from, because of course, if these are, according to Karen Horney, the basic positions under stress, the basic positions under challenge, coping strategies, then of course, when we argue logically, we're missing the point that what's governing the other person's brain, and maybe our brain, are those colors down in the lower brain and the midbrain. The question is, what can we do to lift people out of that and move them towards good, sensible, logical conversation? That's our challenge.